Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. I'm going to be one of your casters today's OP Knees. I'm here with I'm Not Sure, and today we are having the Reserve Playoffs Finals today. We are having Dublin Coffman High School versus Penta Career Center. Both these teams have fought their way through the bracket and have finally reached the finals to see who is going to be the Reserve champions for the spring season. I'm not sure. We're going on Nepal. What do you think about this map?
Nepal's a very balanced out map, and we've had the pleasure of watching Dublin Coffman over the past couple of weeks with our past casts, and you see a very pokey, brawlish comp that they like to bring out, and it looks like they're going to be bringing out something of the same exact caliber. I mean, you do have that Sombra. We saw Remedios as well diving into those backlines and somehow just pulling out kills. So I am a little concerned on how Dublin will face off against this Hammond, though, as it can be absolutely devastating on a map like this.
Especially this Hammond ball. We already see the Pharah. The Hammond and the Pharah together do absolute wonders. You can see already some good poke damage onto the Orisa, forcing her cooldowns off. For OW2 having problems trying to get in onto this backline, being held at bay by the Orisa. The Sleep Dart goes in, and Overwatch is going to be able to take down Despair there. The Pharah already proving to be very impactful here. Gets a good kill there on the Reaper with the Conk. And again, this is cleanup here for Penta. As you see Dublin Coffman, I don't think they're prepared to deal with such a heavy poke.
If you're Dublin Coffman, you want to back up and regroup here. You're going to keep on losing percentage if you're in a constant team fight. Get your entire team and make another push, accept your loss here.
There you go, pushing back in. Anti-nade already used. Firefly gonna fall down. The flank from Overwatch is good. Robot Ninja is gonna be the one to get the credit for that kills. OW2 is gonna be on point, but the rest of Dublin Coffman are having a very hard time dealing with this heavy poke dive that's going on.
It does take Dublin a little bit to get into a rhythm, and they really just need to find that, maybe we see, and we kind of just saw it there, maybe Penta gets a little too overzealous and overextends. You really just want to play it one fight at a time, see if you can get an opening pick, and work from there.
Really, the only person that can deal with this Pharah on the team of Dublin is going to be Liana. Liana seems to be getting poked out very quickly, over-peaking a lot. You're gonna see a Nano becoming online. That's gonna be the minefield from the fall, and that's also gonna be the barrage. It's gonna take down Toast Mafia. Despair falls to the Torben in the back, and Firefly out of his wits. He's gonna get taken down by the Pharah again. This Pharah being very impactful on this map.
That Pharah is doing absolute wonders, as you've been saying, and this is gonna be touch. You just gotta go in and touch. There's no team fight you can get here. That Molten Core.
It's gonna clog up the choke, do a lot of damage on them passing by, stopping the supports from being able to walk through. But 99%, there's not going to be any touches as they're going to get gate kept. The Orisa cannot touch, and that is going to be the first sub map going the way of Penta Career Center. They seem to have a pulse of the comp that they want to be playing, and at the moment, Dublin Coffman are seeming to be lost.
Dublin really needs to work together here. They had something going that was very good, but then you also need to pop those ults. It's towards the end. They're at Penna's already at 80%. This is kind of your last shot. Pop an ult, see if you can at least get a pick. If you can get a pick, you won that team fight practically. It was worth it. So really just don't be scared to use those ults, as it can be an absolute game changer.
Definitely
this is going to be a more Hammond-based submap as well.
Nepal is a really good Pharah map. I'm currently, I would say I'm a Torb Pharah player. That's all I play so far in ranked and what I've been playing for my own competitive season. And so far, the Pharah is able to just poke out all of these players and stop them from going in aggressive on their team. The Conk Mine as well, pushing them back. The disruption is going to have Toast Mafia fall low already. The ball falling very low. OW still getting some good damage, and it's going to finally fall. gonna mismanage their boost for just a moment and fall, but the point is going the way of Penta. Torb turret doing a lot of damage there. Continuing to move on here. They got the pick, but they can't seem to make any ground. Anti-nade onto the ball. The Echo on the left side is going to get the beam kill onto Goose Gaming. Going to be able to stop and take them down whenever they're just slightly out of position there. Remedios on this side, attempting to flank around Despair, falling low. And it seems that even though that they're getting picks, it seems that nothing is it's final here, as Dublin are having a very hard time finishing off the rest of the players for Penta.
Yeah, I mean, this comp for Penta is just a stay alive comp. Just be annoying as long as you can. And it's working very well.
There is no reason Penta should be able to have won that fight other than just the communication has to be very cluttered here on the side of Dublin, especially there with that Mines. Despair is falling right into the Nano. Is going to be unleashed onto the Orisa, and that's going to be a good Terror Surge, but only gets one. Robuzzo has been able to take down Firefly in the back. Toast Mafia is still utilizing that Nano. Can we take down Babulacha as well? But again, with the survivability of these supports and DPS on the side of Penta, no fight is being final. There's not enough communication to fight one target and take them down. We see it 74%, and Dublin are not even close to capping it.
It's such a back and forth fight. This Hammond is just doing so well for Penta, and the rest of the comp for Penta as well.
3 ults used there on the side of Penta, able to take so much down. OW utilizing the drift perk on Pharah, able to get that barrage, and really no one on the side of Dublin can even think about touching with a tree, blocking off the entrance. Penta with a double 100-0 on Nepal, looking like they're going all the way.
Dublin is struggling against this comp, and I would not change anything up if I was Penta. I love just everything about it. They tried going that Echo to counter this Pharah, but then that Torbjorn shut down that idea. Very great play of the game there as well, but you know, what are you supposed to do in this situation? This is such a hard comp to play against, especially if you're not very experienced against it.
Well, from what I see, the thing that you need to do is, yes, the Pharah is scary, but don't swap your comp completely around the Pharah. Pharah is going to be doing the most amount of damage, but the Torbjorn as well, if he's left unchecked. The main problem I see here for Dublin, if they want to stop the steamroll that's happening so far, is target prioritization. This has nothing to do with the characters, nothing to do with the mechanics, everything to do with the nitty-gritty communication with the people that they are sitting next to. If you don't have a target called, let's go on the Pharah, take them down, you're going to find yourself not able to clean up these fights. The comp that they're running is a comp I see in high-level play every once in a while, is that every single member of Penta can play by themselves. Pharah can just leave the whole fight if she needs to while flying. Torbjorn has his overcharge to run away. The Juno can leave. Every single one of the players are so able to just play by themselves. You need to isolate them and take them down before they're able to heal themselves back up.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to put pressure on these characters. Penta is facing zero pressure right now. Hammond is just able to freely roam about. The Pharah is basically not even getting contested in the air. You know, you need to get some shots off on that Pharah. You need to get something. You need to get Torb turrets. You need to get maybe a soldier to just kind of beam her out, you know, corner her. Just Penta is so comfortable right now because they are facing no competition. You gotta work, basically just kind of divide and conquer. You know the Hammond is gonna be coming in your back line. You need to keep an eye out on him, especially if you're that Orisa. Throw your javelin at him, make him back up. And that Pharah, just isolate, as you were saying. Isolate, get those picks, put some pressure on Penta, and it'll turn the tide into your favor.
Definitely will. We can sit around here speculating all the time. They've selected Kings Row to be their map, but as they're going to be making some very crucial conversation here of how Dublin is going to continue to fight off Penta and how Penta feels like they're going to continue to keep their lead. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody, welcome back to Esports Ohio. Thank you for sitting through that quick break. Just right before the break, we just saw Penta Career Center able to take Nepal in a dominant fashion, 2-0, 100% to 0 on both sub maps. Now we're going to be taking our way to the streets of Kings Row. I'm not sure. What do you think about the map pick that Dublin chose for Kings Row?
You've seen Dublin chose, I believe they chose Kings Row last week as well, and they seemed pretty comfortable on it and confident. You saw a lot of life on their Kings Row. It's a map they're familiar with, it's a map they're comfortable with, and they are going to be keeping relatively the same comp. They did pull out an Ashe, presumably for that Pharah, but I'm excited to see how this comp goes. Having that Ashe even on the choke point and use her coach gun to knock away anyone who tries to enter, have that javelin ready as well. They're just trying to shut down, keep it compact, and try not to separate too much.
They will have to be careful about the Torbjorn spam. Torbjorn able to go on a cheeky angle and just take him down the Ashe. Nice direct there by Overwatch. Be able to take them out in mid-air. The coach gun unable to save them. The Juno speed. And that's going to be the Pharah immediately going onto the Juno with the directs. It's all going to be final there. Despair able to take the duel here against the Pharah. Pharah knows better to walk back. But it's going to be the Torbjorn in the back. Vora takes down another. Watching this Pharah. Clinical. Well, missing a lot of rockets there, but able to take him down with fisticuffs regardless, and the point is going the way of Penta without really a wall to stand in their way. Down like dominoes, Dublin is having a struggle to fight off this comp.
And Robusto is even getting very confident, just pushing in and pushing in even deeper. Rather than waiting for his team, he is absolutely living rent-free in this Dublin Coffman team.
Let me see that swap over to May. Joel just out of position there, way too far forward. The ball able to capitalize off of this. The wall does go down to be able to have Roberto have to fall back. Robusto is going to fall low, doesn't have his shield, and that's going to be a mistake, leading to the death of the tank for Penta, and this is Dublin's chance to go in and find some more. The Juno gonna get some good pulsar torpedoes, but Toast Mafia is taking so much poke. It's hard for him to contest, and with it being ball that the tank is down, Robusto is already back in this fight. Toast Mafia trying to get some good poke here onto the ball falling low, has to fall back, but that's gonna be a far up barrage. It's not going to get anything, but she's not going to die. Oh, the Juno Firefly finally going to be able to get that pick. It's their first perk unlocked as well. It's going to be a good torpedoes to keep everyone on the side of Dublin up. Ults are coming online for both teams. It seems that Dublin finally have found a way to stop this aggressive comp.
It cost them a lot of distance though, but all that really matters is that you figured it out eventually. I mean, you could even hold them right here for the rest of the game, so. And this is going to be a full-on ult battle for this next fight here.
This is the benefit of Orisa, that if you're playing against these tight walls like this is good, but when you have a Molten Core and a Mines, that's going to be hard for much to get done. Firefly does get a pick on to Borbalusha. He's going to get taken down. Penta again, utilizing their ults. And we see that no ults are going to be used on the side of Dublin to match, and that's going to be second rolled through by Penta.
I'm surprised there wasn't a support ult at least, just to kind of counter and at least, you know, give them a chance.
Something you'd expect here, but now 5 ults online. It's going to have to be a 3rd point hold if Dublin is going to continue their chance here. Borbalusha falls low, but look at that. That's going to be an amazing freeze there, able to hit 3 there. That's going to be the Tree of Life, stopping any damage from happening onto the ball. He's going to be almost back to full HP. Both support ults used for Penta, but no more ults are going to be used for Dublin. They have them to spare, but they're just not using them. The Bob being utilized now to make some space for the team, but OW gets a pick on the Joel. Again, Coalescence utilized. Trying to get in here, but again, you lost someone in this ult exchange here. Robusto is just going to be diving again. The Juno falls low. Remedios has to fall back. Firefly falls. And it's just so confusing here if you're on the side of Dublin. There's so many angles being contested all at once. Post Mafia uses a Parasurge, but it gets canceled out by the pedal. Despair again trying to get aggressive to try to stop the point from going on forward, but now you have your ice block forced out. The Mines goes down to stop the team from being able to help out. The Juno can't be saved them. Borbalusha gets a hammer kill on the Despair in the front line as Toast Mafia is isolated away from their team. Firefly is the only ult alive here for Dublin.
Gotta pop that beam if you're... That just get canceled by the mine?
The minefield canceled out the orbital ray for Firefly. Toast Mafia does get a pick, but with the barrage, putting Toast Mafia so low, Despair, no cooldowns remaining. That's going to be the 3rd point of King's Row in a flash.
And we thought that that they figured it out, and they played so aggressive both sides, and in the end, Penta came out on top. Really, if you're Dublin, that is such a hard position to be in. You use so many ults, but it just seemed like none of them did anything. Multiple ults were canceled out, and it was just such a back and forth. Your supports got cut off because of the minefield, and it was hard to do anything. You had no support if you were Toast Mafia because the supports were surrounded by mines. Just great teamwork by Penta to isolate the players of Dublin Coffman in order to secure that final point.
Dublin was very good there. Dublin again, the same criticisms had on Nepal are still there. The communication must be going blank as nothing is dying on the side of Penta. There have been some instances where they're out of position and they're just not getting ran on, especially Robot Ninja is on the Lifeweaver, a very targetable support, but they're just not being exploited in that way of their bad position here. But again, as well, the main thing here is that the angles from Penta are just so many of them, and this is very cheeky.
Oh, that Hammond dive.
Let's see if Dublin is aware of the positioning
That
here.
Zarya
Good
is
slam.
a very good pick.
The Zarya is a good pick against it. Is going to do some good damage. Robusto is going to take down Remedios, but Goose Gaming oversteps his welcome. Is going to fall down. Robusto gets picked, and there we go. Dublin finally able to stop the boring streak of Penta, and is able to just continue on and be able to cap the first point faster than Dublin capped it, mind you.
And that is absolutely the punishment that Penta receives because of how cocky they want it to be. You gotta live with your consequences.
The hubris has definitely got the best of them here, but with the tank, the ball able to stall for so long, we see another team fight. We're gonna see how Penta is able to get here, but that's gonna be OW getting isolated in the point. Still gonna get capped by Dublin regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I understand being cocky. You think that you're unstoppable at the moment, but pushing up that far and especially not being able to back it up while you're playing in front of America is
oh, that's
you just can't be doing that.
Joel got a little excited, stepping very far forward there, and the Torbjorn damage is a little bit too much for the turret form Bastion to handle. The ball more or less is just stalling off this point. The minefield goes down. Despair falls low. It's not going to get taken out by those mines quite yet. The wall is going to be expelled. Zarya, though, has no bubbles to really spare. Toast Mafia gets taken down by OW. Robusto, both tanks are getting it traded here. Goose Gaming has to fall back with the rest of their team. Dublin, although in a bad spot, are at the advantage so far. Despair has to hit these icicles, but just barely missing. The Molten Core going to be expelled here by Torbulasha. He's going to take down Joel. The Remedius takes down the Pharah as well. Torbjorn getting very aggressive here. Gets taken down by Firefly after they got walled. The ball still stalling the point, getting a really good shields there for his team. Despair trying to find the ball, but can't quite see where he is. Goose Gaming backing up, and these fights are super, super scrappy.
Dublin is playing this almost perfectly, though. They're not overextending because they know this ball's just going to dive their backline.
There's going to be the Blizzard, not quite get thrown yet, but the Tree of Life is going to get taken down. Robusto trying to get something done, but that's going to be the freeze. It's going to be hitting 3! The Life Weaver is going to put them up on the pedal. OW falls low after they're using the ults. Joel pops the artillery strike. Both Junos utilizing their ultimates as well. Robusto trying to farm up those mines, but get exploded in front of the Bastion. Firefly now running his ones with the Life Weaver, just dancing on point, trying to take him down. It's going to go through. The rest of his team needs to be able to get supported, though, but Boobalicious able to get the surprise pick there, and he continues to run into the team of Dublin, but they're able to kite just in time to stop their aggression.
Yeah, Dublin, they're playing very passive, and I'm really a fan of it to combat the aggressiveness of
Mind
this
Toast
Penta team.
Oh no! OW's gonna walk in. OW gonna take on Toast Mafia after he's able to touch those mines a little bit too much, a little bit too zealous there. The wall does go.
Just back up, regroup.
They backed up, regrouping now. Toast Mafia has their ult online. They get even one member in the grab. It's going to be big. Despair falls super low. Goose Gaming, a massive torpedoes. Perfectly timed with a slam from Robusto. That's going to be a team wipe to stop Dublin's aggression.
And neither team has any ults for this next team fight. You are going to see the Graviton Surge, but nothing game-changing.
It's not going to be used yet. Robusto falls really low. He's going to get walled and take it down. Really heads up play there by Despair. Takes him down. The speed ring allows him to go through a little bit more. Good tracking on Toast Mafia.
Big Graviton Surge. Please.
No grab needed quite yet. Only 3 members left here. And again, really good tracking. A high charge Zarya. Really good damage here. Taking down the Torbjorn almost as well. He's super low. That's going to be the artillery strike, hitting the Torbjorn right in the head. That's going to be the Life Weaver also staggered out. And the rest of this fight is super, super scrappy as Dublin are finally finding a rhythm.
That Zarya was such a monumental pick. And they are just feeding her and feeding her. And that full charge Zarya is hitting like a small bus.
Doing work as we see Toast Mafia getting a pick on the Pharah again. Something you don't see as often. Torbulasha trying to get in there. We do see the orbital ray used, but that's going to be another cryo. That's going to be able to take down Robusto. The Life Weaver is going to be able to pull one away, but that's going to be a second point. The street phase of King's Row is going to get over, and the rest of these kills are just staggers.
You gotta stop holding on to that Graviton Surge for so long. Just pop it out.
Going to be expelled here. Robusto falls to the minefield as well, and they're going to just sit and spawn and wait for the rest of the team to come back. I do agree with you. This Graviton Surge has been sitting, burning a hole in the Zarya's pocket for a while. Joel gets booped in. What a boop by that ball there. Robusto drilled back into his team. You see OW swaps over to the Bastion, no longer sporting that Pharah.
So many big opportunities for this Graviton Surge. Just need to get it out.
He's able to stay alive. Toast Mafia getting ignored here by Firefly, just not getting sustained. And that's going to be basically what's going to put the nail in the coffin for that fight, as the rest of the Dublin roster has to fall back into spawn.
Penta has no game-changing ults at the moment. They will be getting Tree here soon, as well as that artillery barrage, but not too much more.
Here's the orbital ray being unleashed. It's going to be a nice 2k for Despair, utilizing that damage increase to take them down. There's going to be a very low life weaver there, but there's really good minefield to clean up the point there. Bubulasha takes down Firefly, and a boot. The roll through is going to be able to hit 3 artillery strike, utilized to try to take down the tree and the mines at the same time. But Bubulasha, with the turret, takes down Toast Mafia as well. And a fight that should have easily been won by Dublin seems to have been taken by the reins and is going right in the favor of Penta instead.
Despair, they wanted to pop that blizzard, but very smart not to. Whoa, just overstepping his boundaries, and Robot Ninja fell off the map.
Robot Ninja falling off the map here is going to make this blizzard basically free. The blizzard is going to be able to take down the Bastion here. Juno has to roll back really low here. The boop does not go through for Robusto. 30 seconds left on the clock. Dublin finally find themselves walking forward off the choke.
Still have that Graviton Surge if you're Dublin.
You see, that's going to be the Juno using the orbital ray. Despair just tanks the level 3 turret and gets punished for it. Goose Gaming, Robusto are going to be cleaning it up, but only 10 seconds left. Dublin have to touch, but in this state, the team wipe, that is going to be map 2. But the spawn door is getting mines. Penta seems to be knowing how the 5-man works and of being the ones that take this to match point.
Yeah, Dublin is struggling so hard right now, but you saw those glimpses of hope as well. Robusto just antagonizing. It felt like they were getting their mines every, fight. So they're playing a very nice Hammond, and also the healers for Dublin are also one of their saving grace.
The main thing that Dublin were doing to try to counter the ball dive was stacked together, which is something you do against dive to stop them from going in, but on a tank like ball, unless you're going to hit a cooldown on him, get that wall, being stacked up just feeds him mines every single fight. If you want to find a reason why most comps actually spread out against the ball, that is why. We saw it right there with Dublin's roster being just basically had to fight against a minefield every other fight, as you were pointing out. And again, the Pharah, the splash damage makes every single direct that she hits more impactful than most. So yeah, this next map pick is going to be very important for Dublin.
Well, some of that would have been nice too, not trying to beat a dead horse, but really even a nice grav would be very beneficial to use against a Hammond. It goes back to that same principle. If you can just get one pick, it can entirely change the team fight. And, if you can start popping out those black holes, then that could absolutely be a game changer. Knock out that Hammond. He's at half health. You're not able to leave from a black hole. Multiple opportunities that were just missed, unfortunately.
I'm going to be for real. Launch the Graviton Surge with the Pharah. Just direct the Pharah with the Graviton Surge.
That works too.
That's, base.
Just
and
anything.
You know what? That's probably one of the best things you can do there, is just grab the Pharah. If she dies, it's really good. Because any grab there, did we even see Toast Mafia utilize a grab the entire half?
At the very end, they popped it, then they died right after.
And anywhere there, I saw multiple fights for a grab. But as we're going to get over to Surrey, Vasa is going to be the next map we're going to be going over to. We're going to go... Actually, we're just going to stay right here, because ours are going in chat right at the moment. That means that they're going to get ready in just a few seconds. So let's talk about Saravasa. I'm not sure this is one of the 2 flashpoints that are available to play. What do you think about Saravasa as the map choice for Dublin?
Well, I can say one thing. Robusto is gonna have a field day on a map like this, and even Overwatch on that Pharah. It's such an open map. There are so many nooks and crannies that you can just go in. You can hide. You can set up. You can go antagonize the backline of Dublin. I mean, Firefly and Remedios are gonna have to stay very, very close to the rest of their team, or else they are gonna fall. Actually, Firefly is gonna swap off, and it's gonna be Despair on the support. Make me look silly.
We've seen this swap multiple times from the Dublin roster, and I do like it on Saravasa, having a more flexible DPS like Tracer. It's going to be able to mark the ball, it's going to be able to mark the Pharah, mark their Juno. It's a very good pick here from Firefly.
Yeah, and they're trying to get into the same market that Penta's doing, and antagonizing the other backline. So if Firefly can get a nice pick on one of their squishies, maybe even get a nice pick on Overwatch on that Junkrat, it could change the fight.
Definitely could. We see already the Tracer going out in main. Robusto, though, not making it easy for the rest of the roster to try to pin him down. Remedios on this off angle, but again, it seems like Toast Mafia is more or less confused of which angle is best to take. Half HP on the Orisa. She does get trapped. Joel falls low as well. Good shots here from Firefly, able to put them low, but the recall is not going to be good. As Overwatch takes down Joel there in the back, Despair has to play his life against this ball, but it's getting shot so much he has to back away. Half HP on Goose Gaming, but Overwatch in the back is able to get 2. Remedios and Firefly fall, and Goose Gaming takes on Toast Mafia with no support left. That's going to be a full team wipe for Penta.
The only thing that I don't like with the Tracer is it doesn't dispense a lot of damage, especially against Robusto, since he has so much HP. And one of the ways you could try countering, especially since they have that Bastion, is just go a full damage build. Maybe get a Junkrat going and just spam that hamster.
You have to heal the Juno here. Despair is getting absolutely deleted, and Toast Mafia thought he had a supports with him. He didn't. He's at such low HP, having to back up before the fights even began, and now at 35% on the point, there's not even going to be a touch in place. Minefield already from Robustos, cutting off the entire Dublin roster as another massive slam is going to hit 3. Robusto able to also escape with his life. OW is going to be able to just go a little bit too far in, but Goose Gaming takes down Joel, who just wasn't getting healed in the mid-fight.
And these staggers are going to absolutely shape how the rest of this map goes. This is just they are just struggling for both teams.
Good pick there on Joel, able to take down Robot Ninja with the Tracer fighting back. Despair has to fall back. Robusto holds low. The Tracer cannot quite run into it. Firefly has to play their life, taking a lot of poke here. Finally able to live, but that turret is going to be a thorn in their side. I just saw Robusto fall down, but the tire might even up right onto the Zarya. And now it's going to be even. Especially with Bubalasha taking down Remedios and Robot Ninja with Firefly, the Tree of Life, sustaining everyone. That's going to be Penta capping the point and keeping it closed. And Bubalasha, second hammer kill of the game.
You can't afford those staggers, especially on Flashpoint, with how quickly the time ticks. Flashpoint's so tricky because you never know when you should back out, because they're getting so much percent on the side of Penta, and now the Hammond is even stalling them even more and wasting their time.
These roll-throughs are devastating, more or less, because also he's farming ult charge. Every roll-through, every slam, we see another mine from Robusto. He's gonna go in with it right here. Beautiful minefield. Yeah. Oh, I know he wants it. He doesn't quite want it. He's just going to be solo diving the Bastion. One of the targets usually don't
Solo
go on.
minefield
Post
the Bastion.
Mafia.
Oh, okay, got him.
Solo minefield, the stick is good, but it's a little bit too late. As OW able to hit the direct on the Tracer, takes him out. Despair, the only one sawing the point, and that's going to be more or less the support's falling, and Penta takes the second point without even a blink of an eye.
Dublin is gonna be in favor alt-wise. They're gonna have that Grav, the artillery barrage. They just lost Grav. Well, they're still gonna have artillery barrage and coalescence, I suppose.
That is a devastating swap there by Toast Mafia. The Penta are in their head right now. You can see Gusto able to get the dive in. Good damage here for the Bastion. Joel going aggressive. But can't really go any further in because the supports have to play back. Joel, one of the two ultimates that they have to be able to rip at this fight if they're going to continue to control it in. The angles are getting close in. They're suffocating Dublin here. They're able to cap the point, but not before taking their losses. Rabucha, he's just able to just sit there. Bubalacha, again, gets into the pick. He's going in for the hammer. He gets the hammer kill. Oh! Onto the Joker Queen.
He's clipping it! He stopped!
Oh no, he hit the clip button. Chat, do not clip that. I'm joking. A little bit of fun here in the finals here as Penta. That's the third hammer kill for the Borbalucha in this series, by the way. 2 on this map, mind you. Hammer killing a Junker Queen is definitely one of the things I need to have on my bucket list. Haven't quite checked it off yet. There's going to be Bubalacha get the first. Goose Gaming won their ones against the Spirit teams there. Remedios is not even looking at their tank here. They're just trying to get the one onto the...
Gotta get that coalescence off. The tank was low.
This is one fight territory as Firefly is going to be able to reset themselves.
It's not even one fight territory. You have to touch here. There's no
Mind you,
fight.
this is match point. This is the last map if Penta caps it. And 90% on the point, the Tracer has to go in to be the one to touch. Artillery Barrage is going to go in. I don't know if the Tracer has it. They're able to get the touch in, but has to get the recall out. Has the Pulse Bomb ready. But Robot Ninja takes on Toast Mafia without your tank. This retake is going to be impossible. Robusto takes down Joe. It's a 1-by-1 trickle in. The Coalescence popped as a dying wish. As that is going to be a 3-0 on Flashpoint, which leaves the finals to Penta.
I did not expect today would be a 3-0 for the finals, for the championship.
Oh, please let it be the hammer kill. It's the hammer kill.
It is.
Oh no. Oh, look away. Oh no.
Oh.
That is, that was the play of the game there. We saw it live, right on it. And, yep, that is going to be GG's. Both these teams fought all their way to the final, but Dublin Coffman were not focused today. As I saw Penta's composition, which is a little bit too organized there for Dublin. Everyone in Penta were firing on all cylinders, but Dublin, after that first map, they seem to have been tilted and seem to have been lost on how to beat Penta.
Man, if I was Toast, I'd switch schools. I mean, just getting that hammer death and that being play of the game, man, he'll never live that down. His team will never let him live that down, and that is just very unfortunate.
We've all been there. We
do not condone bullying, everyone.
We've all had our moments where, you know, we get hammer killed by a Torbjorn, or, you know, we lose a 1v1 to a Mercy. I'm not saying who's done that. It might be me. Who knows? Look, far is hard sometimes, okay? So, that is... Thank you, everyone, for watching. That has been the Reserve Finals for today. The winner of the Reserve Finals is going to be Penta Career Center. They're going to be the ones that bring home the gold and get to have that title of the playoff champions. Thank you, I'm not sure, for an amazing time casting the playoffs for the reserves. How are you feeling moving into the big premier playoffs that are happening this weekend?
Premier, it's just such a different game style. A lot of times it's very fast paced, very aggressive. These are the top of esports Ohio, so I am very excited to see the competition we have this weekend, April 5th and 6th. And also thank you, Hellion, for being such a great producer, especially during this playoffs. He will be back this weekend. And thank you to OP Knees.
Yeah, thank
for
you everyone
casting.
thank you everyone that lets this happen. And we're gonna stop babbling in your guys' ear and let you off to enjoy the rest of your Monday. I know, enjoying Monday, hard to put together in a sentence, but that's what we're gonna have for today. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been Esports Ohio. Check you out later.